Hello, everyone, and welcome to this online English 1302 course. My name is Robin Bell, and I'll be your English instructor this semester. This is a short video overview of how this class is structured, along with some helpful tips and suggestions. Before we take a look at a sample course shell, I'd like to start from the course list and point your attention to the Assist option on the left side menu bar. This provides one-stop access to a variety of services and resources, some of which you may not know about. Here, you can schedule online or in-person tutoring sessions, send a paper to be reviewed, or even schedule a one-on-one appointment with a librarian at our Pecan campus for help in finding sources for a research paper. You can also connect with student and accessibility services, access JAGNet, and more. I highly encourage you to explore the options and the resources here. One quick distinction to make is that the Assist menu is great for academic support, but if you happen to run into technical issues like Blackboard crashing, files not uploading, or login problems, you'll need to contact tech support. So use the link here or contact the help desk directly. While I can always help you with your essays and troubleshoot some issues, I cannot fix password or browser issues. Just a quick tip that sometimes if you're experiencing some kind of something that's glitchy, oftentimes switching a browser is an easy, quick thing to try, or clearing your browser cache and trying again. But often a browser switch fixes a lot of things. But for true technical issues like password or login issues, something truly that is Blackboard and not something that I can help you with, keep this contact info handy. Notice how that when you click into this tech support link, you'll be prompted to log in with your STC credentials, even if you're on campus. So I'm entering or have entered my credentials here to show you the process. I also see an option here for students to download a desktop version of Word or Office 365. I'm curious if this is the full desktop version, and if it is, and if anyone tries this, please let us know. If it is the full version, it's definitely worth downloading and it's free. First, I do want to be clear that this is an online asynchronous course. This means that this class does not have designated meeting times the way a regular in-person class might, but there are lecture equivalents like videos, written lessons, and resources. These should be read and processed or attended to just like content in a regular class. At the top of the course, you'll notice the concourse syllabus and the icon for Pronto Instant Messenger. The syllabus is the course contract between you and me, so it's really important that you read it carefully. We do have a syllabus quiz activity during the first week to encourage you to do just that, along with an icebreaker that many of you have already started. For those not familiar with Fronto Instant Messaging, it's an online chat platform that integrates with Blackboard. There's also a phone app for it, and I highly recommend slash require that you download it to your phone. It is the primary way that we keep in contact with each other for live messages and updates from me, quick questions from you or the class to me or to anybody in the class that can answer those questions when needed. And if you have specific things that only apply to questions about you, you can certainly send me a direct message there, or you can post messages to the whole class when it's a question that might pertain to something that everybody might have questions about. So it's very convenient and one of the primary methods by which we communicate. Super important. Let's take a look at the Start Here folder. All of your professors should have a folder like this, but it's important to go through it in each class because every professor is different. There will be some standard things in all of them, things that the school provides us to include, but there's likely to be some content that is course specific. This is very true of this class. Only the last few folders have standardized content, but even these are personalized to some extent. Let's take a look at a sample course shell for English 1302. For the first few days of an online course, content is locked and limited to keep the focus on first week activities and settling in. So you won't see a whole lot until later in the week, where I'll open up more content so you can get ahead if you want to get started on things for week 2. Another important thing to know is that we don't have a textbook for this class, and you won't be required to purchase one. In this class, everything that you need will be provided to you, and that includes any course readings that we do together. If we click into the Unit 1 module, you'll see the first week folder along with assignments due during the first week below that. This is the same pattern that you'll see in the other weeks and other modules as well. The Icebreaker makes use of a third-party tool called Padlet, which most everybody has already figured out by this point. It is a third-party tool, as I mentioned, and those don't behave quite the same way as regular assignments in Blackboard. For instance, one thing you won't see is probably the due dates in your calendar. So for those, you have to pay attention to course content, the little blurbs that are underneath, the links for these third-party tools, and things like that. So just a couple of things to keep in mind. One of the biggest surprises in this class is that we'll use AI to support learning and develop critical thinking, but not to do our work for us. That means we won't use it to write our essays or assignments, or have it do our thinking, or have it tell us what to write about. Instead, we'll use it as a tutor, as a thought partner, and as an assistant with really transparent workflows and reflective writing. So if we do this and we color inside the lines and play by the rules of engagement, we'll have a fun, productive, and dynamic semester. The course is organized into modules or units with weekly folders inside each one. For this class, we have 3 units in the course, each one tailored to the 3 major essays that we'll write. The lessons inside are sequential and meant to be processed in order, and they often have interactive elements, lame jokes, and sometimes Easter eggs. It's expected that you process all lecture content fully each week, because if you don't, it's sort of like skipping classes in a regular face-to-face class, and it makes it a lot harder to complete the assignments, which might be confusing if you don't have the full context. I do try to make the lessons and videos to be concise and to the point, and I hope that they are practical, given that most lessons provide not only context, but also examples and a step-by-step process for the assignments. Since we don't meet in a physical classroom, you might wonder how that impacts how much time you need to budget for this class. You should plan to spend about 10 hours per week on this or any other class in a typical college semester. So, for instance, if you're taking 4 or 5 courses, that's the equivalent of a full-time job. So, altogether, you should expect a minimum of a full-time commitment. So, 40 hours a week for all of your classes. So, since this is one of, say, maybe 4 classes or so for you, expect to spend an average of about 10 hours a week or so. Some weeks it'll be less than that, some it will be more, and that will also depend on your time management and how you schedule out the flow. So obviously, we've all probably experienced what happens when we procrastinate. It's happened to me too. You procrastinate, and then that kind of creates more work in the future. So I'm just letting you know up front, I don't think that my class is any more important than any of your others, but writing and reading is a bit intensive, and there's not much we can do to shorten that. So, figure an average of about 10 hours a week, with some weeks being less and some being more. The first week of class is always devoted to three things: participating in the icebreaker activity, reading the syllabus and taking the quiz for that, and watching this welcome video. It's also time for us to settle in and become familiar with the class and each other. One thing to know about this video quiz and any others that we have in the course is this: when videos are in a playback quiz like this, there are no questions. You don't have to answer anything. You just have to watch all the way through. And then don't click back into the link afterward. If you do, it will reset to 0. So you just have to leave it be and wait for it to post, and it won't post right away. There's a delay. I'll always place a plain copy of the video in the lessons for additional views, so you don't have to worry about remembering everything. You'll always have access to those things whenever you want. I want to welcome everyone to South Texas College, this class, and tell you that I'm genuinely glad you're here. Please don't hesitate to reach out and ask questions via Pronto, STC email, or stop by my office on the Pecan campus during office hours or by appointment. I'm also available for Teams meetings, for virtual conferences with students. And remember that I don't use Blackboard messages. I only use STC email and Pronto if you need anything. If you send something through Blackboard messages, it's likely that I won't see it. I hope you all have a great first week, and please let me know if you need anything.